Hello, how you doing? This is Country Conversations with DVD, and I'm going to give you a quick, brief review of The Color Purple, the musical movie adaptation. Okay, first of all, let me just say this. I have not read the book. Shame on me. Okay? Um, Alice Walker, a little history that I remember from college. I want to say Alice Walker taught in Mississippi somewhere. I think my teacher told me that she taught at Tulu College in North Jackson, Mississippi. But hey, don't quote me on that. That was in the 90s. Now, I watched the movie as a child, and my recollection serves me that the movie was in 1984, but all Google history that I'm seeing, it says 85. I don't know why I'm seeing in my mind that it was 1984. I think it was because I was pretty young, and so the movie was somewhat traumatic for a 9-year-old, 9 or 10. If it was in 85, like I'm seeing on all the Google um re not recaps or reviews, but I'm seeing on all the Google searches, that's the word I'm looking for. If it is 1985, then I was 10. But either way, yeah. So I'm the type of person, because that is the way my mother was. I rarely watch movies twice. Now, as I've grown up, I do watch like video when I'm doing my TV recaps. I television show recaps. I watch those twice barely, or most of the time, because I'm trying to take notes. But from the movie, I'm going strictly by memory. So, refreshing my memory a little bit. Okay, it's this scene that has always bugged me. I know I can go back and just watch the movie, but it's this scene that always bugged me, because I was like, what in the confusion is going on? And this is coming from a young child's memory. So I'm trying to figure out where this fit in. It was the scene where somebody asked Miss CIELIE, how did her father die, I think? And she said, on top of me. So that doesn't gel well in my mind, seeing as how Miss CIELIE's father was the father of her children, and he wasn't dead yet when he sold it to Mister in the movie. So that's just a little something. But anyway, so I tried to come in with the open mind and not compare the musical movie with a movie that I saw when I was 10 or 11 years old. Now, mind you, over the years, I have seen clips, but I have not watched the full movie again up until 49. So just keep in mind that I'm kind of comparing through movie. And it is, like I said, it was never my intention to compare them. So let's go. Let's start with the cast. Let's start. Fantasia Barrino. She's playing Miss CIELIE, of course. Halle Bailey is playing young Nettie. Taraji P. Henson, who people, now I'm not saying this because I think this or I'm full of myself. It's just that I've been told a lot over the years that we favor. That's just what I've been told. I mean, yeah. Taraji P. Henson. People tell me I favor her all the time. My ex-boyfriend, he he knows me. He even said that we favor. When I was a long-term substitute teacher in Jackson, Mississippi, all of my students said we favor. They didn't call me by my name, they would call me either Yvette or I hate you, Jody. So that's just a little sidebar. Danielle Brooks is played by Miss Sophia. Also, my dentist, she also thinks we favor. But Coleman Domingo, he plays Albert Mister. Okay, and Corey Hawkins plays Hypo. Sierra plays older Nettie. Dion Cole plays the father, Alfonso. Her is played, Squeak plays Squeak. And Felicia Pearl plays young CIELIE. Now, Tamala Mann is in the movie. She sings at the beginning of the movie, and John Baptiste, he plays Grady. Louis Gossett Jr. plays Mr. Senior. Ingenue Ellis plays their mother. You know she had to be in there somewhere. David Allen Greer plays the preacher and Miss Shug's father. And Stephen Hill plays Buster, who is the guy that Miss Sophia leaves Hypo for. Okay? So, the rest of the cast, I'm not going to say they're not important. It's just that we're going to go with primarily the main cast, okay? So the movie opens up sort of like it did from my recollection of the first movie. You know, young Nettie and Miss CIELIE are besties, right? And live their lives as sisters. Miss CIELIE is pregnant. I don't recall a part in the movie where Miss CIELIE learns to read and write in this musical. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Like I said, I'm trying to stay away from my recollection of a 10-year-old in the movie adaptation of the book. Mr. shows his interest in Nettie from the very beginning. And so, Pop says, no, you can't have Nettie. I'll give you Miss CIELIE. You know, she ugly as all get out, but she works like a mule. Okay. So fast forward, they go and they get married. Mr. and Miss CIELIE. He's very cruel to her. He's cruel to her from the beginning. In the musical, of course, they're singing these scenes out. So this is okay. It wasn't as much singing as I thought it would be. It was a great deal of acting, actually. Now, in a lot of musicals that I've seen, it was more singing and less acting. I think they did a great job of, mixing it up pretty good. Probably like, I wouldn't say 50-50, probably like 60-40. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad to me. But anyway, she marries Mr. and Mr. got a gaggle of children, and the house is a mess. And again, he's cruel to her, and he always have had his chick on the side. His chick on the side is Shug. But in the beginning, Nettie moves in with her because Pops was trying to get on top of her too. So Pops seems to make children when he gets on top of his children. Child. But anyway, this is where I thought that they were gonna let Nettie educate Miss CIELIE, but I don't recall the education coming in here in this musical. So they're married now, okay? So Nettie moves in, and as soon as she moves in, Mr. starts flirting with her. Because, of course, she's beautiful, and she's the one that he wants, right? Not Miss CIELIE. Okay, so when he tries to force himself on Nettie, she fights him back and he puts her out in the rain and she runs for her dear life. That gives Miss CIELIE a great deal of depression, and then the movie, of course, progresses. When the movie progresses, Miss CIELIE and Mr. are living a miserable life with each other because he really wants sugar. And his desire to be with Suge overpowers him, but Suge is a free spirit. They say she's a free woman. She's coming into town, and the weird thing about this whole story is that Suge actually ends up living, when she comes home, she ends up living with Mr. and Mr. and Miss C. Hoppo, he grows up and he gets married, and he decides to build him a home on the property in the swampland. Now, I'm not sure in the movie if this happened in my recollection as a 10-year-old. I don't remember him building the home on the swamp property. I do remember him owning the juke joint. But anyway, so all of these characters have come into play at this point. Miss Sophia is in here now. And just like, Louis Gossett Jr. said, Mr. Senior said, it's kind of weird how they allow Suge to stay in the home while CIELIE and Mr. was married. Now, I know this is a miserable marriage. Both of them are unhappy, but it seems out of place to actually live like that. But then it became almost like a sister wife situation because they're married. I'm assuming, having sex with his wife, and then I'm assuming having sex with Miss CIELIE. I mean, Suge. And seems like Miss CIELIE and Suge have a relationship as well. Mm-hmm. So Miss Suge, she comes into town and they send out flyers for the juke joint, and she sings, "Push the button, push the button, push the button, push the button." I love it. Okay, I love all of the singing in this movie. Come on, let's give Taraji her props. The acting was good and past the juke joint. Of course, Sophia has her incident with Miss Millie, who was played by actually, I didn't see on here who Miss Millie was played by, but I mean, she is the mayor's wife, and they have that scene where she asks her, "Won't you come be my maid?" Right. So I didn't know the full scope of the relationship that Miss Sophia and Miss CIELIE had in the movie, in the Color Purple movie, not the musical. I didn't know she was going to see her after. I didn't know she was going to see her after the incident had occurred where she was beat down like a dog in the street. Oh, that part made me cry. I don't remember if I cried when I was a little girl, but I did. And I was up in the movie bawling. And my baby was trying to wipe my tears. Yes, I did take my young pharaohs with me. But because, I don't have a village. But then she was going to see her while she was in prison. Of course, Suge and CIELIE, they keep their relationship. They kiss in the movie, and my daughter yelled out, "Ooh, Mom, that's gay." And I was like, "Yes, it is." And then the ladies that was sitting in front of me, I hope they're watching because I did give them my handle on my YouTube channel. I let them know that I was going to recap the movie, review the movie, not recap. But because I'm not going to really go into much detail. I don't like to do reviews and then add spoilers because um I was spoiled by what happened in Nick down to the Power Book 3. So I was like, just don't give out spoilers. Just give an overview of what you really think of the movie. And just give some little hints of what, was transpiring in the movie. There's a strained relationship between Suge and her dad because, she's a blues woman, right? And I don't think, even in this musical, I don't think they even mentioned that she had a gaggle of children already. Where these children were when she eyes married, I have no idea. Because so it was a lot of things that I wanted to see that were unexplained to me, even in the first movie. But I guess, hey, you have to read the book for that. So I wasn't a big reader in the 80s and the 90s. I only became a big reader when I moved back home from Jackson, Mississippi. I was a little bit depressed, so the library became my friend because that's where my mother went to, relieve some of her stress. So I just followed her to the library, and then I became an avid reader then. But I never did go back and pick up on things that I had learned when I was at Jackson State about the great writers that were from Mississippi. Like, I never read Jubilee by Margaret Alexander Walker, and then I didn't pick up on The Color Purple. So, like I said, I'm going by my knowledge of the movie as a 10-year-old. But anyway, Suge has a strained relationship with her father, and because he's a preacher and she's a blues woman, and but she keeps her relationship with God. It seems. When her and Miss Celia go for their walk, she lets her know. She's like, "Oh, I don't want you to leave, Suge." Uh, she said, "Well, I'll be back in Mississippi a minute," and she says, "Well, when you are around, Missa don't beat me as much." And I had no idea this Suge didn't know that was going on. And she said, like, "You Albert does that to you?" And she, "Albert? Who's Albert?" That was hilarious to me. I thought the name was Miss. Okay, so we're gonna go forward, and later on in the movie, we learned that Nettie, adult Nettie, goes to Africa, and this also made me cry because that I saw the devastation of colonialism in Africa, and for me, for me, because I'm spiritually aware and I've reconnected in my mind and in my heart to my African roots. And it just devastated me seeing how we were treated, and then for them to go back to Africa and their freedoms because they were still living tribal lifestyle, and their freedoms were still being taken away even after the abolishment of slavery because they were, the British had found gold and diamonds in Africa, and they wanted to build roads and, cocoa trees. And that's the worst thing about colonialism, because what it does, it takes away the lifestyle that these people are accustomed to, and then you end up having to adapt to their lifestyle, basically just like here in America with the Native Americans. But that's just a little bit of history, and that, of course, that piece disturbed me. I don't know how that affects a lot of African Americans who think they're more American than African, and just have totally disregarded what happened to our ancestors, right? Because it's almost like it's an ability to like press that memory down and don't want to discuss it as much as Caucasian people don't want to discuss how they treated our ancestors at this time. But if you really study and you look at this movie for what it is and see the effects of colonialism and how this affected Nettie and the family that she found through going back to Africa and helping actually raise um, Miss Seeley's children, then you would know that, it was very devastating. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward to um, the dinner scene. At the dinner scene, we're going to talk about, because I didn't see the actual church scene. I was getting to it, but my daughter kept asking to go to the bathroom. And baby, I missed probably about a good, that whole entire church scene where I believe, I want to say somebody got married right there. And I can't remember who that was that got married in that church scene because, um, like I said, I was disturbed right there. Who was that got married? I want, it wasn't Sophie and Harpo because they were already married. Okay. So move right along because I don't remember. And besides all that, like I said, I was interrupted. But later on, we find out that Nettie is in Africa, and she happens to be raising um, the children that Miss Celia had given away. She continued to write her like she said she did, and of course, Mister was so abusive that he was hiding the letters. Um, Nettie Suge comes back like she promised that she would, and not only did she comes back and takes Miss Celie with her, and Miss Celie begins to prosper. Um, Albert is Mister upset because when she takes her, I mean, she takes her with her new husband, which is so weird to me because again, there is this like, it's not a throuple, it's a quadruple or whatever it is because now Suge's married. She's had this long-term affair with Mister, and then you have the dynamic between um Suge and Miss Celie. But hey, I guess the men didn't mind those lesbian affairs back then or something. But and I also wanted to say that we need to stop dragging these women about twerking because baby, that push button, that was a twerk. The juke joint women, they really twerk. So boomers, you can stop dragging us about the twerking. Okay, so I just want to throw that in because it's really historical. Yeah, so they live together happily ever after. Things going bad for Mister. He finds out that Nettie has been affected terribly by colonialism. They start pushing them off the land, just like here in America with the Native Americans. Just push them off the land a little bit further, push them off the land a little bit further. And in my opinion, and the history that I know, there is no other empire that has been as brutal in colonialism as the British Empire. in my opinion. But if you can find one that has been, yeah, put it in the comments for me. Okay. But wrapping things up, Mr. does the right thing, and the families are reunited, and which is a great thing. Okay, like I said, it was singing and dancing, and the movie overall to me. Okay, you ready for my review? You ready for my rating? Okay, I don't do thumbs up or thumbs down because I'm not on video, so you can't see me do it anyway. So let's go for the rating. I do 5 stars, right? So out of 5 stars, I give this musical adaptation of The Color Purple 3.5 stars. So that means that it was good to me, good acting. I feel like I'm missing some elements. I don't know what people's problems were. It's a musical. I don't even know why people didn't understand that or why people were dragging it because of all the singing and all the dancing. It's a musical. So if you didn't understand that, then maybe this was not the movie for you. So again, 3.5 stars. Acting. Let's go. Acting for acting. I'm gonna go with the not Miss CIELIE as a child because that was just brief, and not Nettie as a child because all of Nettie's scene as a child and as an adult were brief. So I'm gonna go with Fantasia Barrina as Miss CIELIE. Great. Um, Taraji P. Henson as Suge. I guess Suge and Miss Sophia, played by Danielle, they're gonna have to fight that out over that supporting actor award. Because I couldn't ever decide which one of them played their part the best. Because both of their roles in this movie to me were more touching and gripping than the first time I saw the movie. In this music, I'm not saying that Danielle acted over. I'm saying she embodied the role of Miss Sophia more for me. And that may be because I'm seeing it as an adult. And so, same thing for me with Taraji and Suge. Taraji she ate, y'all, okay? She did an awesome job playing Suge. I was very impressed with her playing Squeak. She pretty much lined up with Raegon Chong on that. Hoppo, in comparison, they pretty much lined up. Mr. and Mr. I saw a softer side of this Mr. versus Danny Glover's Mr. And I think they meant for that to happen. I don't think they wanted us to see how devastating this marriage was, you know, because it's very, very brutal to me in the movie. But we saw him doing the right thing. We saw him after Miss Celia leaves him, and I made his beads old, I made his beads ugly, but I was here. Sure, got tell him where you gonna go. Yeah, in that scene, you saw him kind of evolve. Okay, so this Mr. Lighter Side of Mr. I say that matches up because both of them played a different version of Mr. So that lines up. The reason why I denied, and Nettie, I don't understand what was the issue with Sierra playing Nettie. I mean, I've heard horrible reviews on her playing Nettie. It was a brief scene. Her singing was brief. I think people were expecting her to have a soul stirring song. That's not Sierra, people. Sierra's music is not soul stirring, and I think most people saw her as a accomplished singer singing the way Sierra sings. She did what was necessary in the scene. The rest of the cast joined in and brought it on home. So it worked for me. Okay. But the reason why I didn't give this movie 5 stars is because, like I said, it was some elements in there that absolutely positively made no sense to me. Just keeping it real. Even without me reading the book and me seeing the actual movie in 1984 or 85. Like I said, my mind is still telling me 84. But yeah, I forgot to give Whoopi her shout out. She was the midwife in the movie and she delivered CIELIE's children. But again, overall, the movie was good to me. I'm not understanding the bad reviews. Actually, it's actually getting mixed reviews, even though the movie has made over $25 million in the first weekend. Still getting mixed reviews. I'm not sure why. The movies, like I said, it was good to me. I give 3.5 stars out of 5 stars. That's still a commendable score and a recommended movie. Okay? I recommend you see this movie and get something out of it. And if you want to learn more about our relationship with our ancestors and our relationship to Africa, I suggest you see this part about the colonialization and then go back and study. And I think it will be as soul stirring for you as it was for me. I'm going to close here. I hope you get something out of this. I hope my review motivates you to go see the movie. This is Country Conversations with Diva D. I'm going to close as I do by chunking them up. Deuces. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Oh yeah, and it was another thing that I missed too. Just real quick, I don't recall Miss Suge telling Miss CIELIE, "You show is ugly." Maybe they took that out as well to, soften it up and make it show as a musical. But yeah, that part wasn't in it anyway. Anyway, I'm closing. Deuces.